Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday afternoon, May 27th. We are looking at Window Traders Market Profile, SPY, WMN, Triple Qs. A lot to talk about. We will be recapping all of the charts, and the tone of this market has absolutely changed in favor of the bulls. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody who subscribes to this channel and listens. I really appreciate it and gives me likes. I also want to wish everybody a very safe, healthy, happy 3-day weekend. Volume again was slow, but again the range is fantastic as we end up with a range 415.38. We had a range of just under $8, over $7.50. I mean, that's just fantastic. The volume is only 76 million, but again, I'd rather have range than volume. This day was a little tricky. It got very, very methodical and boring. But that's another great thing about my room. I'm not the only one that's putting ideas out there and everything. And we had a good veteran trader in our trading room seeing what I probably wasn't seeing. I was like, we're not getting away from our IB high. We failed at single prints a couple of times. I'm like, maybe we do pull back. I was dying for a pullback in G, I, or J to take along at D's low. And he was of the other camp that we were going to rip higher the way the market was acting. And he was dead right. And not only kept me out of a short, got on board a nice long in L period as we finally ripped to the upside. Russell goes out with 3 sets of single prints, triple distribution day, J, E, and a small one in D. Qs do not hold the trend day, but they do probe, as we all do. We have a beautiful price spike above F's high. So that's going to be a real line in the sand going forward. Look at this market just pushing higher. So who's buying it here? Well, again, I think we talked about this. I said after the Fed meeting, I really believe the market's going to get some sort of direction. And obviously, they liked, well, not so much that they liked what they heard, but there wasn't anything in there that would suggest to the market that they should be more nervous, number one. You had some big earnings come out, NVIDIA and Costco. NVIDIA had a tremendous turnaround the next day, and Costco held their own. So, again, the market ripped apart shorts. You're probably getting intermediate swing traders in there because of these vacuums. We said the first stop on the upside was 414.80. Guess what? We got it today, late in the day. And look at them pushing up. There's more. The next real big destination is a huge set of single prints above us, which we'll go over. But I can clearly see, and I had said this, even though we made a new low last Friday, I said this last week, midweek, that I could see us trading between where we were at the time, which is 385, and trading to that 429, 430 level. Now, granted, I was wrong. We went $5 lower last Friday, but it was only for a couple of time frames, and now we're heading that way. I had a decent day. I mean, I usually have a very, very high win rate, like 90%. I was basically 3-3 today, but I still made money today. I didn't do a lot. So A period, pushed up and pushed up strong. I did not think we would blow through the 20-day moving average so quickly, which we basically did. I started a short, but nothing big, and this is what helps me. And I'm not recommending it to other traders to do it, but when I was short in lots of 5s, 10s. It pulled back just a little bit. So at one point, even though where I started my short, it had gone against me, I was only out $200. And then when we got to that wide pocket of 411.08, that's when I started taking some size and got up to 90 puts. And it came in, and I made money on it. Not a great risk-reward trade, but I made money on it because it did stop at that level, stop within 50 cents in that level. Then I didn't do anything in C period. We had single prints to start. I made money on one long on the 410 calls. Then I took another one, wasn't liking it, took it off, lost small on that. The puts I took were the 410, and then the 412 was the size puts I took in A period. Now, after that, this market turned to crap for me. I was looking for a pullback. This is not a pullback. We were right near the point of control, which is another rare thing. Usually you start getting a wide POC. Either the pullback is more or POC gets raised. Neither happened. Believe me, if we had pulled down anywhere near D's low and value low in G, H, I in that time frame, I was looking to take a nice size call play. Never happened, never did it. So I actually took a small, this was just nothing for me. We were just talking in the room. We were talking about what was going on in the bigger picture and also in the intraday. I did take a small short in K, which I lost on. It started grinding higher. Then in L, I did the same thing. And I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? So I lost on 2 small lots, a 5 lot and a 10 lot. And then I took a 50 call play in L and kicked butt on it. So even though I ended up winning 3 trades, losing 3 trades, the 90 put play in A and the 50 call play in L more than made up for those losses and ended up having a good day. As far as destinations, so the upside today is a weekly high now, 415.38. Then above that we have 416.39. Afternoon rally high from May 5th. Please write these down. We haven't had them in a while. I don't want to repeat them on Tuesday. Single prints, 417.15 to 75 from May 5th. And then here's the big one. Single prints, 418.48 to 421.11 from May 5th. 421.63, highest accepted price from May 5th. And then 425 daily high. Please write those down. Now, on the downside, we have L's high, price probe, 414.49. Single prints, M's low to K's high, 413.60 to 21. Single prints, L's low to F's high, 413.06 to 412.87. G, afternoon pullback low of 411.80. And then today's low of 407.70. And then the gap fill at 407.04, 66-point gap. It seems like that was a year ago, that gap. It was this morning because we drove straight up A and B and then just sat there for four hours. So pretty good things to lean on the way down. Now, let's go to the charts and break them all down because things are changing. Look at Russell. Now, Russell is, look, the monthly is still down, clearly. But, excuse me, this was a very visual area, 173.39. That was the all-time high. We breached it pretty good by over $4. However, it is a monthly chart. It's not a daily or a week. Right now, we're closing with 1 day to go in the month, firmly back above it. So, are we going to hold that? Well, that's still a critical level for me. If we take out this month's high next month, there's a good chance we hold this. You know, I'm going to go off on a little tangent. My mentor, and I respect him tremendously, he was over my house last weekend, and we spoke for hours Sunday night and Monday morning before he left. And he has been bullish. And we were talking about in SPY, when we get to that, if we got to that 471 level, which I'll show you when we get to SPY, he thought we could get there. I thought that was a very visual level. But then he took it a step further. He said if we don't get it now and we get acceptance above 4,000 in ES, he said, I believe the yearly lows are in. Now, I'm not going to say that. And I'm not saying he's right, but I do respect him a lot. So for now, he's been dead on. Is this just a dead cat bounce with the market tremendously short? That's possible. But we absolutely annihilated a 7-week losing streak by about, what are we up on a week? $25, $26. So that's pretty impressive. So back to the chart. Russell is down on the monthly, but this level is very important now going forward, and this monthly low. Weekly, up. It came out of, this was not an inside week, right? 182.65. No, it wasn't. The weekly is now up. So we came out of balance to up. Haven't seen that in a while on the weekly, have we? In fact, when's the last time we were up on the weekly? when we briefly came out of this balance back on March 28th. So it's been a while for the Russell. And besides that week, look at that. So besides that 1 week where we came out of balance to the upside for 1 week, the weekly has not been up in Russell. Ready for this, folks? Their all-time high back in November. Now, I haven't looked at this chart. That's absolutely stunning. So they made an all-time high. So, right, we came out of balance here, made an all-time high in November of 21, and then, yeah, this is a weekly. November of 21, all-time high. Since then, so that's how many months? That was November, December, and 5 months this year. 7 months on a weekly chart. Russell has not been up. This was balance. And some people would even call this balance, believe it or not. But I would have called this up. We've only been up one other time on the weekly as far as calling it up since their all-time high. Important. Daily. Up. Above the 20. Next stop, the 50. So a lot of things changed there on the Russell coming out of that to the upside. So again, 193.93 is the next big target for me, which is a weekly high, and would also put you right above the 50. That's the next big level for Russell. So the monthly's down, the weekly's up, the daily's up. That's fascinating looking at that. Triple Qs, monthly, still down. Right? Until we take out this month's high next month, we'll be down. Weekly. Now, their balance is 309.35. You know what? I told the room the wrong thing. I'm looking at 306.56, last week's high. Okay. Qs did not take out their, they took out last week's high, but it's still a 3-week balance. They missed the balance high by 10 cents. Now we're going to have to see if we get it. Balance rules apply. If they don't get it, right, we could get to the top of a balance almost and roll over, stretch it slightly and roll over, or go through it and don't look back. Well, as far as Qs are concerned, at least for today's close, we almost got to it. Will we get follow through? So monthly down, weekly balance, daily clearly up. And we have a gap. Remember, Russell did not have a gap today. Us and SPY and Qs are holding gaps. So 309.35, very important level for Qs to get acceptance above next week. And then on the SPY, let's go to the monthly first. Now, this is an impressive comeback on the monthly. So here's these lows my buddy and I were talking about. 371.88, 371.42. Once we got into bad territory for a cup of coffee, I thought we had a chance to go test those. We never did. You realize a week ago when I did these videos, we were at the yearly low. So we rallied $25 from last Friday to today's close. I'm not saying it's over because of one good week, but things definitely changed. Now, we're attempting to come back into this balance on the monthly. Remember? It was a 3-month balance. 410.64 was the low of it. But I don't care that we're in there. Again, buyers are going to have to prove to me. So how are you to prove it to me? You got to take out this month's high next month. So for now, the monthly is still down. Weekly, up. Came out of a 2-week balance to the upside. And the daily, clearly up. Gap is my main focus, just like triple Qs. And the next big stop, we got this high, which was 414.80. These are all the single prints we just talked about when I gave you all those destinations, right? So you have all the single prints, and if you're able to take back those trend days, and it might be difficult, you won't get it right away, then guess what? The 50-day moving average is at 426.54, and then the monthly high right now is 429.66. Fascinating turn of events this past week. I have a feeling we're going to get up to that level and trade in balance, like I told you last week, until the next Fed meeting. We'll see if that transpires. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. Again, have a great weekend, and we'll speak prior to the opening on Monday.